Funding for this special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Investors Bank, the Russell Berry Foundation, Johnson & Johnson, New Jersey Sharing Network, dedicated to saving lives through organ and tissue donation, and by Kessler Foundation, changing the lives of people with disabilities.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. We are here at the Wellmont Theater. This is opening night for the Montclair Film Festival, the third annual Montclair Film Festival, one of the most successful film festivals in the country. I got to tell you, there's a huge crowd behind me. Chef is the opening night film with John Leguizamo and Scarlett Johansson. A great cast tonight. We had the opportunity to talk to the organizers, the people who put it together, some of the sponsors. It is, for those of us who live in this town, for those of us who got involved with the film festival, with Bob Feinberg, the chairman early on, it's so rewarding. But instead of me telling you about it, let's talk to some of the folks behind the scenes, the folks who put this Montclair Film Festival together, third annual, special night with some special people. Hi, Steve Adubato. I'm here with John Leguizamo. Opening night, chef.
Yes,
the Montclair. How exciting, the Montclair Film Festival.
It's incredible, man. I know there's a lot of wealthy people here. And
Where'd you hear that?
I heard. I'm here to get some funding for my movies. No, I'm kidding. I'm just happy to be here with the movie. I think it's a great movie, and I love when film festivals give us a little bit of love for the film.
Yeah. You know, you do love film, and you're such an extraordinary, not just performer, but you're right, direct. You get so many pieces of this. When you see a film festival like this, John, third year, right, with this kind of buzz, what does that mean to you as an artist?
Film festivals are really important, man. I mean, it's a chance for smaller films to get the appreciation, to get the notice when they may not have enough dollars to market themselves. These are the places that artists live for, you know, to get that attention for the work that they love.
Talk about this movie, Chef, and talk about, by the way, got a shot of this, guys?
Here we go.
And by the way, anybody big in there? I don't recognize any. Scarlett Johansson, does she do any good work?
She does great work, man. She does an amazing, they have the best sex scene you've ever seen together.
Wait, you're in?
Oh, I'm not in that scene.
Favreau with her?
Yeah, but it's a sexless sex scene. It's
What the hell is that?
sex scene you've ever seen. He's cooking food, and she's on the bed, semi-clad, and
Yeah?
and she's getting turned on by his cooking, so he keeps cooking even more and quicker and faster. It's great.
A sexless? Only at the Montclair Film Festival would we open up with a sexless sex scene.
That's so hot.
That's art.
Yeah, it's food porn. Yeah.
It's food porn. Describe a little bit more about this film and what you love about it, John.
Well, the great thing, it's a beautiful film written by John Favreau, and it's basically this chef. He has a lot of success in L.A., and he gets, full of himself, and he loses his wife, he loses his kid. His wife is Sofia Vergara. Of course, John cast her as his wife.
You could not find any attractive women for this movie?
We couldn't. Just the hottest females on the planet. Exactly. And he loses everything, and he has to go start his whole life anew, and he does it on a food truck. So the three of us go on this journey to find him, to find his new cuisine, to get him back with his son, and it all works.
Passion.
Passion, yes, sir. To find that passion.
This town, I know you came in. I mean, everybody's all over you when you come in here. And do you have a feeling for this town? Because film festivals, the Toronto and Tribeca, you're connected to the folks in Tribeca as well. Do you have a feeling for this town at all?
I mean, it's a beautiful town. As I drove in, I could tell it has quality. It's a beautiful town, and so far the people I've met seem really passionate about film, and I think that's what impresses me the most. That they really love what they're doing.
I was telling John right before we got on the air that, and he described it as his quote-unquote life work. I saw him in Ghetto Clown, extraordinary special, HBO, right?
HBO, sir. Yeah. It took 8 years for me to put it together.
8 years?
Yeah, 8 years of my life gone, thrown away. for a good cause. You know, it was to try to figure out how to do the life paradigm as a one-man show. How do you tell your career without seeming like, you know, you're just bragging on yourself, you know? So that was the difficult part of it.
It's so funny. People think, oh, John's an actor. So much more than that. Artist, a good way to describe you?
Well, that's what I've always, you know, that was my dream, to be an artist. You know, somebody who's not just entertaining, but trying to, you know, elevate, try to make, you know, life bearable, life understandable.
I put you on the spot with one of my last questions. For those who are watching this right now on public broadcasting, those who are excited about the Montclair Film Festival, the third annual Montclair Film Festival, 3 years, right? 90 plus films. For those who are younger and say to themselves, hey.
That's a lot of people.
Right, yeah, well, those who say, I want to break in.
Yeah.
Your advice? Yeah.
I'd say the most important thing is go to school, man. That's what all the great actors, all the great directors did, all the great writers, they studied. You find the best acting teacher, the best writing teacher, the best film teacher, and go to that person and let them mentor you. And I think that's the way to find a great craft.
Deal with rejection with passion, right?
Well, if you're pursuing the thing you love, rejection doesn't mean anything.
John, we wish you nothing but the best, and welcome to Montclair.
Thank you, Montclair. Thank you, diplomat of Montclair.
Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tom and Raphael as the co-directors of this extraordinary film festival. Third year, Montclair Film Festival. We're here at the Wellmont Theater, opening night. Does it ever get boring, or is this like well beyond your expectations?
Well, definitely never boring. You know, each year we grow.
I mean, opening night.
Oh, opening night. Well, you know, opening night this year especially isn't boring because we're in a new location, the Wellmont Theater. We have twice as many people as we've ever been able to fit into an opening night before, so it's very exciting tonight.
It's interesting. Boring is the antithesis of what tonight is. For you, what makes this particular film festival? We've talked about this before, and both of you have experience across the country, really across the world. Why have you connected so much to this town and this festival?
I mean, in one word, it's the people. I think really the film festival is about the town, the people who live here. If you look around to any of our events, there's all these people in yellow shirts running things, and those are all your neighbors. And we have 1,000 volunteers who've registered. That's all been built just in the last 2.5, 3 years. And it's really a community about people who love to get involved and love the movies. So it's perfect for a film festival.
Tom, for those who do not know, I mean, Tom has both Tom and Raphael have an extraordinary background in film. They've run film festivals, and for those who don't know, describe your background.
I also work for the Toronto Film Festival. I have for 10 years doing their documentary program. Raphael and I run a film festival in New York City called Doc NYC that's grown to become the country's largest documentary film festival. It takes place in November.
And Raphael, this particular festival, this year, I mean, last year we were saying, hey, look at how much greater, there are more films, more showings, more Q&As. This year, more, bigger, better?
Even more, Steve, it's true. We have 92 films and events this year. We have a whole new venue. We have a venue called Audible Lounge in the location of the old Halloween pop-up store.
Describe that.
It's a place, it's a space, we've transformed it. It's going to have panels, conversations, free yoga, free story hour for the kids. We're really trying to expand the activities that we're offering to the Montclair community.
And Tom, for folks who don't realize the impact that a film festival like this that has so much buzz, describe the impact that it can have for a filmmaker to be shown here.
Well, you know, there's all kinds of ways a film festival has impact. The way you describe a filmmaker gets to, there's different kinds of films. You know, there's big films that maybe are going to come out in movie theaters, and this is a way for those films to start buzz. Certainly that's true of our opening night film, Chef. And then there are smaller films that may not make it to theaters, and for those filmmakers, and sometimes they're very good films, they just don't have all the commercial ingredients to get a wide release. For those filmmakers, this is a rare opportunity to connect with moviegoers in a community before their film gets later distribution on a digital platform or DVD or whatever. But there's other ways that a film festival has impact. Film festival has cultural impact in the community. I mean, think of how many times you've seen a film that has really changed your life. We've got 92 films and events this week. I know that there's a lot of those films that have the power to change people's lives. So you don't know what people are going to walk out of these theaters and go do. And then there's the economic impact to this town. You know, people come here, they go to restaurants, they shop, they spread their money around Montclair. So it's not just a film festival; it's something that's ripple effects.
Sure. And Tom talks, Raphael, about tonight's film, Chef. And tomorrow night I'm going to be introducing and doing a Q&A about a film about St. Benedict's Prep, The Rule, which I'm so excited about. Great place. I know it's unfair, but any particular films? Okay, I won't do that. Describe Chef, because I know John Leguizamo, one of my favorites, is in it. But the cast, much bigger than John. Other great performers as well, right?
Huge cast: Scarlett Johansson, John Favreau. I mean, it's very much an A-list cast. One of the things that's special about this film is really a story about family. It's a story about a father, a story about great food. Everyone will leave this theater starving tonight, I promise. It's a really special film. It actually just won the Audience Award yesterday, I want to say, at Tribeca. So very critically acclaimed.
By the way, real quick before I let you go, Tom, picking the opening night film, how tough?
Well, you know, it's a big responsibility, because you want something that plays to a big audience and something that has meaning for the festival. And the meaning I felt in this film is it's a film about following your passion, being passionate about your work, and also being passionate about parenting. And I think those are two things that people in Montclair are very passionate about, and so it really reflected this community well.
Evie Colbert has been part of this from the beginning with Bob Feinberg and John Savidio and a group of other terrific people who from day one believed that this film festival could and would be something really special. For those who don't have a context, talk about the genesis of it and what you saw in the beginning.
I think the idea was to help revitalize, I would say, downtown Montclair. I mean, it wasn't 2008, but it was a while ago, and we had recently lost Luna Stage, had moved out of town. 12 Miles West Theater had moved out of town, and we felt that the arts, that really is something that has a long heritage here in Montclair, was not thriving the way it had been. So we thought the community is the right community for it, and to us, the idea of bringing a festival here once a week would be like a shot of vitamin B in the arm of the community, and I actually think it's working. I think that there's a little bit of a renaissance going on. I think that the arts community is growing again. I think people are coming here to see our films at the Claridge, our independent film cinema. They're coming to our restaurants. Real estate market's picking up.
It's hot.
It's hot. We take full credit.
This particular film festival, this week, for those who are saying, hey, what's different, what's special, what's expanded, talk about this particular week.
Well, this is different right here tonight.
At the Wellmont Theater.
Yeah, the last 2 years we've been up at Montclair State University at the Kasser Theater, which is beautiful. And we were sorry to leave, but we sold out so quickly at that venue that we thought, let's try to find a bigger venue. And we almost sold out here, which is amazing, and a larger capacity, almost 3 times as large. So
fabulous.
Exciting. We also have opened up a lounge. We have what they call like a pop-up space. We took an empty retail storefront on Bloomfield Avenue, and with the support of Audible, we have turned it into a really cool venue. It's going to have panel discussions and parties, and so that's a new one for us too. We had
more films this year too?
More films this year. We have 69 events. I think that includes panel discussions. We have more panels, and some of them are free. We have amazing discussions, completely free to the public, with amazing talent. We've got some great people coming. So I guess more, bigger, better.
Opening night, Montclair Film Festival, the 3rd annual Montclair Film Festival with the gentleman who, listen, it's not about taking credit, but if it were not for Bob Feinberg, the chairman, we wouldn't be here right now. How exciting.
It's great. It's really, it's year 3. It's bigger than it's ever been before. We're here at the Wellmont in a venue that's 3 times the size of where we were last year on opening night.
Gutsy move.
Yeah, we had a good problem. We kept selling out the lovely Kasser Theater at Montclair State University. So we talked to them and we decided the best thing to do, bring it down here, bring it to downtown Montclair, bring it to a venue with 1,500 seats. And I think we're basically sold out tonight, so that's great.
You know, when Bob started talking about the film festival several years ago, I'm not sure exactly what he envisioned, but 90 films?
92 films and events tonight. this week, excuse me, one film tonight. We started 3 years ago with 45 films, basically doubled in the second year to 80. And here we are tonight at 92. It's really, and we've been selling tickets beautifully. We've really been embraced.
Who's buying?
You know, it's mainly online. So ultimately we'll be able to tell you, but the answer is people of all shapes and sizes are buying because there are films of all shapes and sizes, dramas, comedies, documentaries, shorts, domestic, international. We're really feeling an embrace from the film-going community, which is what we hoped we'd find, and it turns out to be true.
A big part of Bob's job is to engage sponsors, to bring in sponsors, to help pay for the event, to make it doable, affordable. Talk about those folks.
So we have really found great response from the corporate community in this area. So from year one, Audi, from year one, Investors Bank, from year one, Neuberger Berman and RBC Wealth Management, and this year we've grown. So for the first year now, Audible out of Newark is supporting us, and we have a lounge on Bloomfield Avenue, the Audible Lounge. Foundations, local foundations, regional foundations, the state of New Jersey, Division of Travel and Tourism, Essex County Parks, media partners, partners from the community, the Art Museum, the library, small mom and pop operations. It's fantastic. There's a beautiful Audi parked out front if you want to go take a
Audi's all in.
Audi's all in. Audi's been a great sponsor.
And the other part of this is that we, in public broadcasting, Bob is a huge player in the public broadcasting world with WNET, NJTV. They are major media partners. The Caucus Educational Corporation with One-on-One, and our show is airing a week's worth of programming together with Life and Living with my on-air colleague, Joanna Gagas. I mean, there's an embarrassment of great programming. There's not enough airtime to put on great programming.
Well, listen, we're lucky to have the content, and we're lucky to have the public media partners. Where else are you going to see this kind of quality television except on public television, on NJTV, on WNET? Thanks to the productions of Caucus, we're really incredibly lucky.
Exceeded all of your expectations? I know you don't like to say that.
It's exceeded most of my expectations. I've got more expectations, and I think, and the board, the great board of the film festival, has more expectations. There's more we can do, and there's more we want to do.
Real quick, anything on the education piece? Can I talk? Is that putting you on the spot? You want to talk a little bit about education?
You know, we've been doing education from day one. So we have a kids film competition called Kids Shorts. We have a day-long film education program called Behind the Screen. We've gotten great response to those events. We want to blow them out. We want to bring them year-round. We want to do more classes. We want to bring kids here to Montclair. We want to go out to other communities and bring the power of film, cultural, visual literacy. We think there are audiences for that. We've seen that at the festival, and we've got great talent associated with the festival. So that's sort of the next step for the film festival.
We are here with Meredith Ledove, who is the general manager of this unbelievable film festival. 3 years in, the Montclair Film Festival. This is opening night at the Wellmont Theater. How good are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. This is the third year, and it's amazing to me how far this festival has come in 3 years. The first year I was running around doing everything with just a couple of people, and each year we've been building on our foundation and hired some great people, and so this year it's actually fun for me, and I'm going to enjoy the show tonight.
Meredith, for folks who have no idea, which is most of us, describe what it really takes to put a successful film festival together. Describe it.
Well, having known nothing about the film world going into this job, Tom and Rafaela, you clearly need to have...
The co-directors of the film festival.
Right. You clearly need to have festival film experienced people who know about film and have the connections and know what will make a successful festival. And then it's about hiring great internal people, the production people, our operations people, our ticketing people, our transportation people, and everybody has just been working, and our volunteers.
Describe the volunteers, because I see so many people, it's a yellow shirt, they're all over the place. There are so many people with yellow shirts volunteering. How do you get them?
We started out with like 100 volunteers maybe the first year, and our database actually now has several hundred volunteers in it. They just, I don't know, they come out of the woodwork. I think they just get excited. I think a lot of new people move to town. People are looking for something to get involved with, and the film festival has been an exciting thing for the town, and they want to be a part of it. And actually some really nice friendships have been made.
You've been part of this town for a long time. You know it, you've been involved in a lot of things in the town, activities. What do you think the film festival has done for this community of Montclair?
I think that it's brought something new and exciting to the town that people, wherever you go, people are like, oh yeah, I've heard about the Montclair Film Festival. I think it's bringing all people in who don't live here, who don't know about our town, to see what a great town we have. And it's bringing filmmakers in from around the world who have never been here. I just think it's been a great exposure for Montclair.
Well, to you and your team at the film festival, I wish you nothing but the best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Steve.
We're here with the guy who runs NJTV, John Leguizamo, who is also a key player in the Montclair Film Festival, and his beautiful wife, Claudia. Can I defer? I know both of you are film lovers. Claudia, let me ask you, what makes you particularly excited about this film festival and this particular film, Chef?
Well, I love the festival, and I'm so proud that my husband had something to do with the beginnings of it. And we love to cook, and we love anything to do with food. Yeah.
John, I said this to you before about, I'll never forget a dinner meeting that I had with Bob Feinberg, the chairman, and John. We're sitting in Egan's and we're talking about this. And you've had some experience putting a lot of things together. And I thought to myself, could it happen? Could it ever be this big? Is this what you imagine?
No. When we had the first idea of this walking down Bloomfield Avenue about 3.5 years ago, I said a place like Montclair needs a film festival, and Claudia said,
did you really say that?
Yeah, we actually said that. And we started looking into it, and we started talking to the mayor and the council and the city, different people in the city, and I never expected that it would actually be this, where there'd be an opening night with 1,500 people milling around. So it's very surprising, and I have to say Bob Feinberg, who you know, has done a great job. And I could not have done what he's done, but he did a wonderful job, and Montclair needs it, and I hope it goes on. It grows and grows and grows as the years go on.
Claudia, what do you feel it really does? A terrific, exciting film festival. What does it do for our community?
Well, aside from the beauty of the films, I love the fact that the students are involved from the community. I think that's so important. So I think that was one of John's dreams, that either college students or high school students or even kids got involved. So there's kids' films, but they're also involved in the film aspect, that they can create their own films and have a vision of that.
John, the other part of it is the public broadcasting part. I mean, NJTV, along with our partners, our parent, if you will, WNET, media partners. Talk about the NJTV media partnership with the film festival.
Yeah, well, I think like NJTV has a number of partnerships, the film festival being one of many, but I think it's an important part. We play on NJTV promos and PSAs. We can't call them PSAs, but promos for a lot of the film festivals throughout the state. And I think part of
raising awareness.
That's right. And part of our mission as NJTV is to, bring that awareness up so people know what's going on, not only in film festivals, but in the arts in general. And I think the film festival is a big part of that. So we're right on board with that, and we'll continue to be that way.
The preceding program has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence, and the Montclair Film Festival, 13 for WNET, and NJTV. Funding for this special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Hackensack University Health Network, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Investors Bank, the Russell Berry Foundation, Johnson & Johnson, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Kessler Foundation. Promotional support provided by The Star Ledger, powering NJ.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.